Hello guys, today we're gonna be listening to some of the music that you guys sent through the Hello Demo platform for Eklektisch, both my labels, Eklektisch and Fayer. We're gonna be listening to some of them in this hour and giving some specific feedback to you guys. So yeah, let's start with it. First, we have a guy called Zeus with a track called Umida. He says that he's been producing for 1 year, and he has just had his first release, and second release is on the way. So yeah, let's start listening to it and see how it goes. Okay, so it's quite an interesting track. Everything on it, I think it's very well balanced. The percussions, the melody. I'm always looking for that kind of like surprise in a track. Besides, there's not like a new element coming on the breakdown or anything. The way that Zeus introduce the main hook or the main melody and the breakdown is pretty cool. Like it's probably something that I will play, not something that I will sign. As for me, I'm still missing like the emotional side of it. Uh, Perhaps maybe with a different kind of bass line, it will have worked for me. But it's very well balanced, percussions, everything. It's pretty cool, especially if he's been producing for 1 year. It's quite good. So good job. It's pretty cool. Next one, we have a song by Mate 000 and David Reed. Let me check. Okay, I think the Spanish. Yeah, the Spanish. So yeah, let's check it out.
Thank you all for coming out tonight. Young gods in the back, old planets in the front. We've been through a lot. We'll see much more. I just got one more thing to say. If you ever wonder what you're doing here, just remember, so if you ever wonder what you're doing here, just remember.
Okay, so for this one, the voice is really outstanding. I think it still needs some work, like more processing to the voice, perhaps playing with it with the delays and the reverbs. It's quite a nice song. The only but for me here is the arpeggio. I think it's quite a common arp, and with the cool bass line that you have and the percussions, I think the arpeggio doesn't reach out to that level of coolness that the voice and the bass line has. So I will recommend changing that because it makes it a bit more common, and you have a very cool voice. Also the speech part is cool, and how both vocals, the singing vocal and the speech vocal mix is quite surprising. But for me, the arpeggio, the continuous arpeggio, it totally kills kills the rest of the stuff for me. Like my brain goes instantly to the arpeggio, and it's like a easy way of filling a space. I understand, but I think it deserves a bigger push on the kind of continuous sound that you guys probably looking for here that will fill all the spaces. But in general, it's cool. I'm not sure who sings here, if it's David Reed or who, but it's a very cool vocal. Thanks for sending, guys. Next one, it's Tega from Labert. Labert, I know him. He's from nearby Valencia, and he's a very, very talented guy. So yeah, let's see what he's done. So here we have, for me, I have the case of like a track with very good elements, but not taken to the right place. Meaning the chords that you using become a bit like, you know, repetitive over the time. I'm missing also like the glue section. The glue is something that connects everything for me, meaning you have the chords, you have like a cool sample vocal thing, perhaps like a bass line that is like filling all the rest of the space that is there, because it's like very slow in how it develops. So I'm missing that. Like the vocal thing is cool. Also, if it was mine or it was for my label, I will recommend like developing it more, like working different layers with more melodies, with the same sound, but just giving it like, you have good elements, but it's just like one here, one there, and they are not sticking together. Perhaps it's just the case of one more sound that will glue everything together, or with what you have, working more on those sounds. The arrangement, it's the same opinion. I think sometimes we get like obsessed, or we listen to the track so many times that we think that we need more elements. Sometimes it's just working what you have, processing the sounds, playing with them, I don't know, like creating a delay and leaving like a very long feedback tail, and then with that resampling, and then creating a new atmosphere that it goes with what you created. But in this case, I just feel that the track is empty. I'm not sure if it will be the case of one more sound, or the case of like redoing what you have and making it more strong. But it's not bad. Like the percussions and the kick drum and everything is good. It's just that one thing that for me is missing. Okay, so next one is the artist called Elkhart. The track is called Inverta. Let me see. Let's check. So here, for me, we have like the typical case of a track that has very good elements, but I'm totally missing the groove. Um, in this, sometimes when I used to, in the beginning, when I used to make music, I would focus so much on the melodies and the bass lines and all the melodic part, and forgetting about the groove. The groove is something that is really important for me. Sometimes my advice is like silence, mute all the melodic parts or the melodic, all the melodic parts that you have in the track, and listen to just the groove, the tones, the kick drum, the percussions that you have, and then ask yourself, is this how I like it? I'm depending mostly on the melodies that I'm having on the track, because it has like a very cool flow, very cool vibe, but I face a very long breakdown with a drop, to call it somehow, that is just not lifting me up. It's just continuing what we had before. I think it's kind of like the arrangement and the percussions. Sometimes some producers they don't like to have many percussions, and that's okay. But if you choose that direction, everything in your synths and what you do needs to be on point. And here the elements are fine, but not amazing, in my opinion, to make me forget that I'm missing the percussions, to say in a way. So yeah, it has very good elements, this track, but for me, I'm missing the groovy part. I imagine when I was listening to it, I imagine it with like a proper groove, and I will play this. Definitely will play this with the right the right groove. But yeah, thank you guys for sending. Okay, so this this one is from a guy, which I think is from Valencia, from my hometown. It's called, his artist name is Bad Selection, funny name. And the track is called Sunset in Valencia. He's 24 years old. He started with this project in 2019. And his goal is something that can make you dance, but at the same time just teletransport you to a different universe, which is kind of my same ethos when I make music. I make this track after coming back home from a fire party. Nice. Okay, let's check it out. So super nice sounds here. I personally I'm very picky with. It's for me. It's very difficult to have a track that has long bass or long pad notes during the whole track. There are only a very few tracks that work for me like in that format, and 100% of the ones that work have something besides the long pads. Like again, like the past track, mute the long pad, mute the bass line that you have here, and then probably you'll realize that you're missing something. For me, long notes and toms or combinations or yeah, of like short percussion bass line without probably having like too much like space on your mix is the winning combo. Here I'm just missing it. It's so eerie. It's so even here listening with like a small speaker, like it sounds very full. But then when you have the percussion part, it's just too forced for me. I think in this case, like short toms on the bass will make a good combination with the rest of the track, and it will make me want to dance, which I think is this guy goal as well, is to make music that can make you dance and make you fly. For that, you need to take the fly part away when you're making music, and then focus first on the dance part. And when you have the dance part, the fly part comes along. I always say this, and I always think about this: is if you have like a cool groove, you will start here. You will take a huge advantage to the rest, because people first start dancing to your track, because when you mix track, generally it doesn't have like a melody from the beginning, so you will have people dancing already, and then when you start introducing any kind of like melodies, bass lines, pads, then people are not gonna stop dancing. They're gonna continue with the flow, and they're gonna keep dancing but dreaming and flying at the same time. So yeah, for me that's 100%. It's a good track. I didn't know about this guy, but Ismael is his name. Cool, good job. Okay, let's take more. This is this is a guy called Arthur. Arthur is from Brazil. He's producing music since 2016, and this song is my best production so far. Okay, any feedback will be nice. Perfect. Okay, let's check it out. here it's a case of like completely opposite as we listened to before. The groove here is good. Like from the beginning, you are like shaking your head. It's good, but then like I listen to it, and I cannot remember or I cannot think of something particular or like a main hook or like a leitmotif or something that will make me go home and sing that song in my head. Or it's just like a cool track, but I think what he's looking for here is like something special because the kind of sounds that he has. I'm missing something. I'm missing more modulation. I'm missing more processing to the sound. Sometimes, as I said before, it's not about adding more tracks. It's just about working on the ones that you have and processing them and being creative. Being creative with what you have. If you really think that that's the best thing that you can do, I always, when I make music and I record a new melody or something, I ask myself, is this the best thing I can do? Is this the absolute best that I can compose or I can play or whatever? Is this the absolute best sound? Sometimes we just say, okay, this is good enough, but good enough won't do, at least for me. It's just about being like very, very very in a way like with yourself, with your own, be like very critical and saying, okay, is this fucking amazing or is this average or is this okay? In this case, cool groove. The rest it's okay, but there is nothing that will make me go wow or will surprise me. The surprise thing, it's really, really important in electronic music. It's really important in club music in general, because just imagine that someone is listening to music in a club for like 5 or 6 hours, even more sometimes. For them, it's one track after one track, 5 minutes, one track. The one track that will surprise people will be the ones that will make people wake up in a way, you know. They will be dancing or chatting to friends or just ordering a drink, but then there's that sound that will make everybody go, whoa, what the fuck is this? And raise their attention, which is, I think, is the important thing. You need to raise the attention of the people on the dance floor, and that's how you'll create an impact. So yeah, nothing more to say on this one. It's very well produced, but missing something. Okay, next one. It's by Feroce, and Millán. The name of the track is What is Relevant. Millán, it's a known friend from Alicante area, and he plays with us sometimes. And the guys from Feroce, I know them as well from Murcia and Alicante area. So let's see what they done.
What is relevant about this? About this. What is relevant about this?
The question of how do you deal with
What is unspoken?
what is manifest to you.
Okay, so here we have like a breakbeat kind of track. It's a real issue to have like long pads as a bass line, especially if those pads are not really emerging at some point of the track. They are just back there, and when they are back there, they're not helping. They are not helping the rest of the track. The rest of the groove they're not helping. They're, in my opinion, for this track, I will just have the pads when there is no beat in the breakdowns. I will emphasize way more the sounds in the breakdown, not the vocals, the melodies and the synths, because I always say when you make a track, go and listen to it in a very low volume, like very low, and try hear what's outstanding. What are you listening to? Are you listening mostly to a kick drum? Then the mix is wrong. Are you listening just to percussion? The mix is wrong. You need to find a balance even when you listen to it with low volume, because if it sounds good and if it sounds balanced when you listen to it with low volume, when you listen to it in a huge sound system, it's gonna sound amazing. So for me here, I'm missing a bass line, perhaps that goes in the same notes as the pad, or harmonically good with the pad, but something that will make me want to dance with, because the percussion and the groove is really good. But missing that part that will make me want to dance, and my brain automatically goes to the pad, and it's like, okay, it's like, this doesn't want me, this doesn't invite me to dance. Although perhaps there's a different intention with the track, and it's not a club track, but then the percussions on this track are pretty clubby and pretty danceable too. So short bass line, give it some more love to the mid-range melodies and mid-range stuff. And then sometimes it's just a mix down kind of thing, you raise your synthesizers, and you raise your mid frequencies, and everything takes shape, and it completely changed. That will be my advice with this. Although it's a well constructed track, it's a decent, nice track. So well done, guys. Okay, we have 15 minutes more. So let's go. Let's go with this one. It's called Hot Leads. The guy is called Death Whale. Funny name as well. I'm a DJ and producer from Ukraine, and we love to present the track for your label. Okay, nice country. Let's check it out. This is a cool record. It's a cool record. It sounds very good. It sounds like the bass line, the kick drum, the percussions. It's called. I understand why it's called Hot Leads now. My only thing about it is the lead itself. The sound and the sequence that this guy used, it can become really repetitive, and it can be a bit like overwhelming because it's too continuous. It's like the whole time, and it's so up in the mix, and it's quite a repetitive sequence that when I listened to it the first time, I listened to it for like 20 seconds or 30 seconds, and it's like, okay, but when it goes for that long, for me it's too much. It's very well constructed, and you can hear that the percussion, everything is like on a good level. I will just try to avoid using, if you're using a basic sequence, which is okay, try play with it more, modulate it, make it interesting. Like try spend like a whole afternoon just squeezing knobs and just automations. To if you are going through that repetitive sound, just make it not sound so flat. There are 100 ways of doing this, but I think if you do that on this one, you will have like a winner. Like with how I'm imagining in my head that it would sound, I will definitely play this. So well done, Death Whale. Okay, more. So let's check. There's this one from Philip Ora. The name of the track, he sent a few ones, but we just gonna listen to one of them. It's called Artifice. Let me see. Okay. Okay, let's move forward and check it out. Philip is a good is a good fan. This track is really similar to Luma, but it's cool. I'm glad I'm an inspiration. The elements, the percussions, the arrangement, it's all pretty good. I'm missing that something. I know the breakdown has like a very cool symphonic kind of like cinematic kind of breakdown sounds, as I did with Luma. I'm just missing something that will surprise me while the beat goes on. I get it. I get like to make it like a 9-minute or 8-minute. I think it's 7.5-minute track, but like this kind of like developed kind of melodic sound. There needs to be like a sound that is the hook, the one that glues everything together. And I cannot say anything bad about any of the sounds here. It's just that I listened to the whole song, and I'm missing that. I'm missing that synthesizer that has like that cool sound that will make me like fly, or I'm missing like this sequence that will keep me entertained, or not entertained, like interested on what's gonna happen next. But it could be like I could definitely play this. It sounds very good. It's very well constructed. I know that the formula, that breakdown formula works as I used. So it's congratulations. It sounds pretty good. Okay, let's go to one last track. I received so many demos. Maybe we'll do this one more time because there's so many good tracks, and I cannot give feedback to all of them. So let's go to this one, for example. This is by Lume and Miguel Lautaro. The track is called Medusa. Okay, let's check it out. is a very dark, danceable track, kind of like sweaty, dark nightclub track that you will imagine sounding in the background. I find a problem here. Besides, I like it. I do like it, but I find a problem, and there's a problem with the lower frequencies. I am listening to right now in a Bluetooth mid-size speaker, which actually these speakers should be like using for monitoring as well, because most of the people listen to their favorite music in this kind of speakers. So if it sounds good here, it sounds good everywhere. The lower end, the bass lines, it's too like continuous. It's like filling the whole space of the mix, and it's not letting the rest of the elements breathe. Like you need for this kind of track, you need it to breathe. You need the kick to be there, the snare to be there, the synthesizer to come there. Like everything needs to have space, and it's always a good idea to be cautious about the levels of the lower frequency sounds, like the bass line and stuff, because otherwise it will eat the whole mix. That's one thing, and then the other thing, my thoughts on this is, it's always super risky to introduce a new sequence melody when the track drops, because it's too much information and it can be overwhelming. Because just imagine for a second this track being played in a club, you have this big breakdown, and then when the drop comes back, people are not able to process so many sounds at the same time. They either want like something that is straight, kick drum, bass line, but if you introduce a new melody, it's like you starting to have them think and process that new melody, and most of the times it doesn't work. It doesn't work as just people are there. If you're making club music, this is a different thing. If you're making different kind of music, but if you're making club music, people are there to dance, enjoy, have a good time, dance, but they're not there to analyze tracks and to process all of this. Is probably a musician or a producer could process this and appreciate that new hook, melody, something lead, but not most of the people in this planet. So yeah, cool music. It's time to go. Thank you so much, guys, for sending your music. We'll definitely do this again. I have so many tracks here on my inbox that I will go through again and give feedback to the ones that have not been showed here in the streaming. Just download the Hello demo through the website or through the app, and just drop your tracks on your HD link, and it will just be there for me, and send it to me, and I will listen to it. So thank you so much, guys, and see you next time.